In this video I will be paddling to one of Strangford Lough's many islands, setting up a hammock camp, paddling back and experiencing the changes in weather along the way. Starting off grey, cloudy, a bit of wind in the evening, and then the next morning is absolutely perfect. Clear blue skies, no wind and calm sea. You can just see behind me there the Cumber estuary, the bend known as the Ghost Hole. The story goes that, I don't know the year, hundreds of years ago, there was a beggar who had no arms and no legs, apparently. And Cumber back then, the town, was just a terraced row of houses, cottages, whatever it was, mill workers. And the beggar would somehow arrive at somebody's door and shout and shout and shout till they brought him out food or give him money, and then they would carry him to the next house. And being a row of houses, he came to the end. So the person in the last house looked at him and thought, right, well, the next house is 3 miles down the road in the next town. And he thought, what am I going to do? And he just brought the beggar down to the Ghost Hole, the corner there behind me, and threw him in the water. And ever since then it's been known as the Ghost Hole. Obviously no arms and legs, not a great swimmer. The crazy things about Strangford Lough, here we are, way out in the middle of the water. Don't know if you can see Scrabo Tower over my shoulder there somewhere, but here we are out in the middle of the water. And 2 feet deep. This is the old pier at Castle Espy. Castle Espy now, it's owned by the Wildfowl Wetland Trust, and it's a place to visit for looking at ducks, eating scones, drinking coffee, that kind of thing. In the olden days, it was a brickworks, a quarry, brickworks, lime kiln. I think it was the whole setup all in one. So this is the old pier. I think whenever you're at Castle Espy, you don't really get a sense of the scale of it. It must be 300 metres long, and at the minute the water's about half a metre deep, the way the tide's sitting, and the wall is a good, I would say, 3 metres above. So in its day it was quite a substantial pier, and it would have been used for bringing materials in and taking the bricks away. So don't know if the camera picks this up or if all you're getting is wind noise, but there is quite a strong southerly, maybe just slightly off southerly, coming up the loch. We're heading south, the tide's going out, so from where we are, the tide going out means it's flowing south, so we should get a bit of wind over tide further down here. It was nice to do the full lap of Horse Island, but that has left us with this shallow water and the bit of a pool. But that's why you bring your sling, and the water is rapidly getting shallower. But look at that scenery, 6 inches deep. Looks like the rain is coming as forecast. very hazy over towards Strangford Lough. Still absolutely roasting. Still must be 20 degrees. Stopped here at Gull Rock, just beside Mahee, for a quick costume change. So the kayak is on now. Not getting cold yet, but it looks like the wind is picking up as forecast. The waves are picking up a bit. Today's dinner, we're on Gull Rock, just waiting for the wind to die down before crossing over to Dara Island. Nice view of the monument on Mahee Island. There's the boat down there. So we've got this, I've had this in the cupboard for I don't know how long. Adventure food chicken curry, and we'll see if it's any good. We've got the wee gas stove with me today. Tiny wee gas bottle, and we'll just get this set up. So here we are. The weather is just that there is weather. There's lots of weather. It's starting to rain a wee bit. It was forecast to rain, so it's a bit early for the dinner stop. Having this adventure food chicken curry and the stove windshield set up behind a big rock as well. Hopefully it's close to boiling. Oh good, we're boiling away. So we'll get that. Gas down. Gas off even. And I'll fill this up to level 9 and wait. So the good thing about these, no washing up. No washing up. You eat these out of the bag, out of the packet, and while it's cooking, I usually put away the stove, the saucepans, put away everything. Then by the time you get those all put away, it's ready to eat, and you haven't had to sit about waiting. The tide was dropping, so I thought I would get back in the boat and have my dinner in the boat. So here it is. I think we timed it quite well there with the boiling the water up before the rain came, so that's all done. The chicken curry is cooking away in the bag. That'll be ready in a wee minute. Sitting here in a nice wee sheltered bay, get this eaten, and then we'll head across White Rock Bay and hopefully find a couple of trees the right distance apart for a hammock. Bit of a bumpy crossing there. So we're at Trasna Island now, where Strangford Lough Yacht Club have their race control station. I don't know what they call it. So we're just going to continue round that side. This is our camp for the night. There's the sun just coming out on the other side of the island. Had to go on this side because of the wind earlier. You can see it just, the sun starting to just shine through. Looking pretty amazing. So here's the camp, there's the boat, kayak, and as we come up, can't quite see it from down there, there's a little tiny fire toasting the marshmallows. There's the chair. And there is where I will be sleeping tonight. There's the tarp. There's the hammock, sleeping bag all already in. There's the wetsuit and booties hanging on the tree. And phones charging away, water bottles, all the supplies. And it has turned into the most amazing evening. It's turned out quite nice. This is what the forecast said. There's 20 to 9 and it's flat calm. The road out there is quiet. Tide's coming in. High tide's about 1 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully I'll be asleep, not see it. Planning to leave here about 7ish in the morning. Gonna have rice pudding with strawberry for breakfast. Plenty of water, wee stoves there. And tonight need to find a good marshmallow stick. 6 giant marshmallows. Well, it's the morning. It's actually quite warm in the sleeping bag last night. I did get a wee bit of a breeze under the tarp, but I just rolled over and faced away from it. It is quite a nice day. Exactly as the weather forecast said. So it's time to get up, get some breakfast and go and enjoy the nice calm sunny morning. Go. Look at that. Doesn't get any better than that. Not a cloud in the sky. So this is it, 8 minutes later. It does look a bit like porridge, so just spilt a wee bit. It smells very sweet. Tastes very sweet, not bad. This was the campsite for the night. That tree with the hammock was between the two branches of it. And here is the breakfast location. Well, that's camp all packed up. 7:30 in the morning. I think it was a 6:30 start. Just the clear skies, the bright sun. You can't really sleep. Can't really sleep through that, but it could not be a better morning. Look at that. In high tide is at just after 2 o'clock, so it's 7:30 now. 6 hours before that, 8 o'clock, the tide should start to come in. So this is pretty much bang on low tide. So I'll head out to those islands. That's Lough, that island. You probably can't see it on the screen anyway. Just out there. We'll head out there, take a left, and the incoming tide should give a nice push all the way up to the north of Strangford Lough. Back on the water, and just looking at the weather forecast that I wrote down yesterday. So 7 AM, the wind is to be 7 to 14 miles per hour. It looks closer to 5, if even 5. And the forecast is 10 o'clock it's to drop 7 to 9, and 1 o'clock it's to drop down to 6. So there's no wind and the wind is to drop, which is good. Here we are, just coming round Dunsey Rock. There's Sand Rock in the distance, and way over there to the northeast you can just about make out Bird Island. It's such a different place here at low tide. There's just so much more to see. At high tide, a lot of these islands, or pladies as they're known, are completely covered, so it would just be a big expanse of water with the odd little island. But at the minute we're just after low tide, and there's just so many more islands, so much to see. We can feel the tide starting to push here. You can see a few wee ripples over just off that island where the water's a bit shallower. It seemed like a crazy idea even to bring it yesterday, but the factor 30 is on. Didn't think the weather would be quite this good. Just coming up round the outside of Black Dog Rock. There's the Minnis Islands up ahead. Great Minnis, Little Minnis and Drummond Island. At low tide they're all the one big island chain. And then I can make out Inishania Rock. There's a pole there, a marker. I say marker, it's about 30 feet tall and nearly a metre thick, big metal pole with a ladder up it. So that's where we're heading. This is one of these pladies that you wouldn't see at high tide. It's almost covered now. It just looks like a kelp forest with the occasional rock sticking up. So this is Inishania Rock. Big pile of rocks and sand, just kind of in the way if you're coming into White Rock Bay, which is where a lot of people keep their boats. We'll maybe go and have a wee look at this rock. It looks like there's sand in the middle, so it might be a nice wee place to get out, stretch the legs. Inishania Rock, it's your traditional desert island, not even a palm tree. Quite nice sand, coarse gravelly sand. Just out in the middle of White Rock Bay, there's the marker pole. I made this hobo fishing reel, apparently, that's what it's called. It's supposed to be an easy way, a small portable means of fishing. So never used it, but this looks like as good a place as any. Maybe try out. We've a bit of flow coming through there. A couple of waves, bit of seaweed though. Maybe try it out that direction, see what happens. Just setting out from Inishania Rock. Chart says bearing of about 340, mile and a half. Mile and a half should be there 25-30 minutes. Maybe faster if this tailwind and tide are pushing. So it's way over there. Sea conditions look quite good, a lot nicer than they were yesterday. Let's go. This pole marks Rig Platy, which is another one of these rocks islands that's only visible at low tide. There's a sea otter up ahead. He was just sitting, well, lying on his back. Just past Mahee Monument, there it is in the background, the Walnut Whip. Just on the last wee stretch now, Scrabble Tower somewhere up there in the distance. Just stopped for a quick refuel. Scrabble Tower in the distance, got the stove going, wee bit of water. Gonna have the gourmet meal of pot noodle peri peri chicken. Waiting on the water to boil.